What is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video we're showcasing the most controversial legend going around, Battle Hawkins. So some crazy stuff happened on stream about 2 days ago now. I think it was about 2 days ago. We had a very generous donation from our boy Ram. Shout out to the homie. He made a super chat in stream and asked us to do a 30 gem multi. So we did, and we pulled the last legend that we are missing. So we are now part of the All Legends Club. But in saying that, I promised the guys in the stream that I would be doing a showcase video for Hawkins. So here you guys go. So in this video today, we are taking on... God, what are we taking on? Whitebeard Pirates with a Kid Hawkins dual sort of system. We are doing Eneru with a double Hawkins team. We did take on the Horde Coliseum with a Kaido and Hawkins hybrid. And then finally we finished it off with the Beige Forest, using Kid and Hawkins as our captain. So let's talk about the unit. He does 500 times his attack as non-type damage to one enemy, and then changes character slot and adjacent slots to own type, and then adds 20 times the amount of damage received before the special's launch in tap time bonuses for 3 turns. So he does 6 million damage, additional damage with 6 crew members. Like, that's a lot of damage, but at the same time, normal attacks only is a thing, so it kind of gets cucked there a little bit. His captain ability is a 3 times attack for Dex. Yes, you read that right. He's a 3 times attack booster, and 2.75 to all other colors. A very, very low multiplier, but he does have a 1.3 times HP boost, which is kind of nice. But then he does increase all enemies' attack intervals by 1 turn every battle after preemptive attacks, and then reduces enemies' HP by 10% at the end of turn. Now, I was saying it's 15%. Throughout all the runs, so I do apologize for that. Don't scold me too much in the comments. As you guys know, I am a huge spoon. He heals 50% of the damage received during the battle while moving on to the next stage as well. So obviously with 2 of them, very similar to Katakuri, you literally just heal back all your HP. But running 2 of this guy, it's kind of like, why though? Like, why are you running 2 of this unit? He's a very, very good hybrid captain, as that extra preemptive is nice, especially when you've got Kaido on the team or guys doing end-of-turn damage. And I sort of compare him a lot to Halloween Shanks, but Halloween Shanks is just way better, like way, way better. But in the sense of, like, why would you run 2 of this unit? You don't need to run him 2 as legend, 2 as a captain, as he is just such a low multiplier. He does have a super typing, however, though. He massive reduces the portion of damage dealt that exceeds 500 and changes Dex into super Dex. And that happens when a support effect's triggered by an enemy action. So I think I said this throughout my video as well, just to confirm this now, as I do the intros after I do the commentary. But bringing characters that like give you a buff when you use a special won't work. You have to let the enemy trigger something and then you counter it. Now, the easiest way that I found to do that is with the Bardo support on Vivi Rebecca. Vivi Rebecca is like one of the best subs to this guy, as the 2.5 times chain lock is very, very good. Gives you a lot of extra damage, and you can use that free to play Bardo support. But you can also bring like a Law with Corazon. You can bring Luffy with V1 Rayleigh or Ace. Like any way of getting like Bind, Despair, Paralysis through supports, or like anything that triggers when the enemy does something. And like I said, the big way that I got around it was with Bardo on Vivi Rebecca. Every time the enemy used an attack up buff, I would get a heal on a threshold. It also triggered this guy's super typing, which is fairly nice. The thing with Hawkins I did find, though, he is very counterintuitive. He sort of counteracts his own kit. Like, you do want to take shots with his captain ability, so that way you can get the healing back, and that way for his special you can do more damage with the tap timing. But with his captain, he like extends the interval for 1 turn, so like you're not taking shots. And then he has like a super typing where you exceed the damage over 500, so like you don't take that much damage, so you're not getting that much towards the hit counter. He's built very strange. Like, I was talking to my boy Maddie, and like I feel like he's built for like hybriding with Kid, but I feel like his best friend is Kaido, just because if you can run Kaido as a sub, you get that extra interval. Kaido gets that extra blast breath, which can do a lot of damage when the timing's right. I feel like he might see a resurgence if you're doing like zombie like Kaido Big Mom teams. That could also work very, very well. Or when the new Kaido comes out on Global as well for extra damage. I don't know, like, you can probably build teams that way. But he's a very stally captain. He can get long content done, but it's very long, it's very tedious. And in saying that, let's stop talking about the unit. Let's hop into the runs and let's actually see how he performs. Alright, so Garb's Challenge Whitebeard now. So for the first part of this video, I am using a Hawkins Kid hybrid team. This is probably my favorite combo to use, mainly because Kid just gives so much versatility and just strengths to mono decks. When it comes to Hawkins, you really want to be using mono decks, as he's a 3 times dex leader, but he's 2.75 to every other color, which is nice that he has that, but it's definitely not good by any means. Like 2.75, like there's way better free-to-play captains, like, but the fact that you can run any color with Hawkins is always a benefit. At least they're getting some sort of buff. But the upside to Kid being 3.75 to everyone and then up to 5 times with dex is that he does just give that little bit more oomph to Hawkins. So on this particular run, we are using Hawkins and Kid as our captains, and then we just have the team built around to beat the particular piece of content against Whitebeard, but we'll talk about that as we go. So on stage 2 against the Watermelon guy, we are going to use our Neptune special to remove the attack down, and then we are just going to tap our way through. Now Hawkins is quite a slow captain, as you guys are probably aware, so I have sped these videos up to around like 1.2 times just so the video doesn't go for like 40 something minutes. It's gonna, like, I mean, it's still around 20 something minutes, but we do have 4 particular runs in this particular piece of like video, so not the end of the world. But as you guys know, with Hawkins, every time you come into a room, he does extend their hit counter, which is kind of counterintuitive for his kit, unfortunately. You kind of want to take shots so that way you can get up the tap timing damage, but then Hawkins like makes it harder for them to attack you at the same time. So I don't know, he's got a very strange kit. Now, is he bad? I wouldn't say he's bad, but is he good? I definitely would not say he's good. Like, I definitely wouldn't say he's good. But the upside to Hawkins is you kind of hybrid him up with a lot of very good options, and stuff like Kid. I mean, you can hybrid him up with like Roger. Kaido is probably his best friend, but there's a lot of stuff you can do with him. As you saw on this particular stage against Blenheim, the Mace dude, and Haguma, you just sort of want to take them out every single turn. Just take your time there, stall out the special one, and finish them off. On the next stage, we come up against is it Izu, Speed Gilly, and the Flame Swordsman. This is where we have the support of the free-to-play Bardo on our Vivi Rebecca. Vivi Rebecca are actually a really good sub for Hawkins, as they give it chainlock every turn. It's a much needed buff for like damage every single turn, as well as Hawkins being cerebral, so you can actually get the color affinity. But the support of Bardo actually triggers on this particular stage as they give themselves an attack up, and that way you can trigger the super typing of Hawkins, which you're about to see on this particular turn. So once you have an interrupt of a support, that's where you get Hawkins super typing. It's not a great super typing, I won't lie. It gives you a threshold cut. The threshold cut's great, but again, you want to take damage so then Hawkins can output more damage with his tap timing. So it's not bad, but it's just it's very counterintuitive, and I just don't understand the kit there. But as you saw with the super typing, we can take out Blenheim fairly easily. I think that's his name anyway. Oh no, that's not Blenheim, that's the Flame Swordsman. I don't remember that guy's name. On the next stage, we come against Jozu. Jozu has the damage reduction and defense up. We're just going to use our Vivi Rebecca here. That way we get color affinity for our Cerebrals and our Strikers, which majority of this team is actually. I think this whole team actually is Cerebral Striker. Yeah, it's looking that way. And because of the super typing of Hawkins, means we just do a little bit of extra damage towards Quick, but it still doesn't make up for his very low multipliers. On the next stage, we come up against Marco and Vista. They're going to paralyze us, give us attack down and chain lock for 3 turns. And that's where we can use our Croc special to remove the chain lock and give ourselves our own chain lock. Then we can use Shirahoshi. Shirahoshi is going to remove the rest of the debuffs, really. The paralysis and the attack down, she's going to remove nice and easily. Plus, she's going to give us 3 turns of healing, as we are definitely going to need 3 turns to take out these particular units. You do really want to focus on Marco here. Marco puts up the healing again. He heals, and he puts up the paralysis and the attack down again. So you want to get rid of him as quickly as possible. But like, as Hawkins gives you the extra hit counters, it's very easy to do that. Then basically just take your time. You still have the healing with Shirahoshi, and then you can take out Vista that way. Like I said with Hawkins, he makes his way through this very comfortably, with the help of Kid with the extra attack multiplier. But getting that extra hit counter sort of makes him like a 6 times captain, I guess you could probably argue. But if the enemy has any interrupt after turn 1 or turn 2 or even turn 3, you're really up ship creek without paddle. So not the greatest. As you guys saw there, I did use the Neptune special. I would definitely hang on to that to the final stage, as they do white buffs here. But on the final stage against Whitebeard and Ace, they are going to do a little bit of a damage, end of turn damage. So make sure you have over 6,000 health when you move to this final stage. We can use the super typing of Kid, the special of Kid to throw some bomb orbs, get an attack up, switch ability of Vivi Rebecca for our chain lock, and then we can use our Hawkins special for the tap timing damage. Now, Ace is pretty much dead at this point, which is great. And as you can see, like that tap time damage is a lot of damage. And that's the upside to Hawkins being a low multiplier. If you take enough hits, that tap timing damage at like 6 million per tap, like it's kind of like V2 Katakuri. But I mean, V2 Katakuri had a very high captain multiplier. And with color affinity, it was way higher as well. So Hawkins sort of just falls out there. I don't understand what they were sort of trying to do. But I do agree in the sense that that extra hit counter, it is fairly broken. As you can see on this next run, we are going to take on Eneru, and we are using double Hawkins. My argument for this is just why. Like, there's no need to run double Hawkins, like, ever. Very similar to Halloween Shanks, actually, and I'm a huge Shanks fanboy, and I can say this comfortably. There is no reason to run 2 Shankses. There is no reason to run 2 Hawkins. The extra hit counter is definitely not worth the, like, half the multiplier that you have. One of them, great. But 2 of them, you don't really need that. You don't need an extra 15% HP cut. You don't need the extra heal. You just don't really need it. But we did manage to get Eneru done with a double Hawkins team. But the only reason we managed to get this done is by our boy Kaido. So we are using Kaido as a sub. The rest of our subs are free to play. And obviously Nami Sanji being the absolute GOAT unit that it is for this particular piece of content makes it very possible. But as you can see, I actually had my Kaido special ready. He's the one that didn't get special blinded. But for the sake of the video, I didn't really want to use it straight away. And I do actually want to take quite a few hits from this particular Skypiea unit. As I do want to get up the tap timing bonus that Hawkins can provide. Unfortunately, though, Eneru actually wipes that cumulative damage. So I didn't actually use it to its full potential. So it is what it is there. So I mean, if you don't get Kaido special blinded, you can just drop Kaido and just like move on, to be honest. But we did use our Hawkins specials here to take out 2 of the Skypiea enemies. And then we're just going to build up that cumulative damage. Just to sort of show, like, well, I should say, that you can actually get a lot of damage. I totally forgot that the red Haki actually removes all your cumulatively... words are hard. Your cumulatively... Oh, still wrong.
Accumulative.
Whatever you've accumulated, I'm going to say it that way because it's the easiest way for me to say it. Whatever you've accumulated through the run, the red Haki will remove. So you basically just lose all of the tap timing damage at the end. So you do want to use that earlier if you are running this team. Use it to sort of take out things earlier. But I mean, Kaido just does all the work for you. It is kind of cool that you get double healing though, which is pretty cool, I guess. Like, if you had a higher captain multiplier, you probably wouldn't be taking the hits, so it doesn't even matter. So, you know, just saying. But at the end of the day, we're here. We got it done. So on the next stage against Tweedledee and Tweedledum, they have the 3-turn Great Barrier, and they put up 2 turns of burn. I actually used the burn to actually take more damage, as Kaido, like, basically just does all the heavy lifting for us. And that way, I could actually get more, like, cumulatively... No, words, man, I can't say that word, eh? More accumulative damage towards Hawkins' end of turn. But, as I mentioned, I didn't actually use that on the final Enel stage. So kind of stuffed me there, but it is what it is. I'm at the end now and I'm doing the commentary, so I just kind of realized that I am a spoon. But we already knew that, right? So after we kill Tweedledee and Tweedledum, we move on to the next stage. We come up against Wiper and 2 of his Skypiea friends. The extra turn, though, like, it makes Kaido a lot better. So with 2 Hawkins making now they're on a 3-turn hit counter, it makes Kaido's, like, end of turn blast breath so much stronger. But the best part about using Kaido with Hawkins is, as you saw there, we actually get the 15% HP cut off first with both our Hawkins, and then Kaido comes in. So that actually works a lot in our favor, as especially against red units, we get that 15% HP, and then Kaido does more damage, like his end of turn fixed damage or whatever it is. Not fixed damage, but like he's like 400 times his attack or whatever it is, that stupid number. And it actually works really, really well, as enemies with stupidly high HP, you can actually take down, as they do have that 3, like, hit counter, or whatever it's called. Is it hit counter? Yeah, let's say hit counter. On the next stage, we come up against, I thought this guy's name was but it's definitely not. Do not know his name. We're going to call him Ang, and we're going to call you not Pierre, because it's not Pierre either. But as you can see, we don't kill them on the first turn. They do blind our ship, and he does have 4 turns of threshold, which kind of sucks. But we can just let Kaido just do the work here. The attack down that he gives us on turn 2 doesn't really matter, because literally we are just relying on Kaido to just blast our way through this. the attack down doesn't matter. Like, Hawkins has no attack anyway, so why, like, it really does not matter at all. On the next stage, we come up against Om and Gedatsu. That guy, the bald guy there, his name's Om, apparently. I thought the other dude's name was Om, but, you know, it's been a while since I watched the Skypiea arc, so here we are. We're just going to let Kaido just do all the work here, and that way we can move into the next stage, or the final stage, I should say, against Eneru with all of our specials. Now, this is where I was hoping to drop Hawkins' tap timing and just absolutely blow Enel away, but he does the red Haki, which means that we lose all of our cumulative buff, and all of that damage we took was just for nothing. I did use pudding on my Nami and Sanji there. It's not, you don't need that at all. As you can see, I literally just realized that, oh, look at that, I lost all that damage, sick. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use our Nami and Sanji special. They're going to remove the stun, the special bonus, they have fear resistance, and then we can use our Shanks special. Shanks is going to remove the barrier, and then with the ship, we can remove the barrier completely, and then we can just use Hawkins' attack as well. Like, we may as well, right? Like, it's over 1 million damage, so like you may as well use it. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Kaido's special back by the end, so we're going to use our Eneru special to get a 2x attack for our quick units. As I didn't really want to be a kid, I sort of wanted to keep this team as free to play friendly as possible. And as you can see, I actually forgot to use the super typing on this run as well. So we forgot to use the super typing, and we still somehow managed to do 8.5 million damage. That's the burst turn. 8.5 million damage. That is not good. It is not good at all. So using 2 Hawkins, you can get it done, but again, it's kind of like, why? Like, why would you do that to yourself? But I mean, if you're stumped, you're a bit of a spoon, and here we are, I guess. So, on to the next series of content. We are taking on Colosseum Horde. Now, this is where the Hawkins-Kaido combo comes into play. Now, I was actually at work when I did this, and I just threw this team together. Like, I didn't really expect it to win. But I was talking to some guys on stream, and they're just like, just honestly, bring a friend Kaido and you can win. And yeah, you bring a friend Kaido and you win, to be honest. So, anyone struggling with this particular piece of content, literally just build a team and bring a friend Kaido. And if you got your own Kaido, make a Kaido team, because you can win. But for this team, we are using Hawkins with our friend Kaido. Again, we're using that Bardo support on our Vivi Rebecca. I do have a bunch of supports to sort of trigger. That's kind of why I'm bringing what's his name, the Charlotte Praline. He's got the Aladdin support. I don't know if that triggers though, actually. I don't think it does now that I'm thinking about it. I do have like Shirahoshi on Neptune, the Bardo on Vivi Rebecca, and I think I've got Dofi on Pika. But again, I don't think the super typing triggers if you use like a support, like you trigger your own support. I think the enemy has to trigger the support. But against the second stage, after you saw we just blew through Hyozu, onto the next stage against the Fishman Pirates. They have a damage reduction and defense up, but with Kaido as our friend captain, his end of turn damage can actually just blitz their way through all of their HP. And then with, is it Dosen? Dosen does like a big like HP cut. But with Hawkins as our captain, we can actually just heal that back. It goes into his tap timing, and then we can, once the defense reduction and the defense up and the damage reduction goes away, Kaido's end of turn damage will just, like, blitz the way through the content, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. On to the final stage against Horde. Horde is a Dexionist to start off with. He thinks he's going to become the Pirate King. That's cute. He does the attack up, which would trigger the Bardo support. But it's already triggered, so we're all good. We're going to use our Hawkins special here. That way we can get some matching orbs, as well as that tap timing bonus. We do have the 2 turns to kill, what's his name? Horde. And because we can pop a bunch of specials, we can actually get cooldowns for our Neptune. With the switchability of Vivi Rebecca, we can get a 2.5 times chain lock. And as you guys can see here, we don't even have enough damage to kill, even with the HP cut and the end of turn damage from Kaido. But because we get that extra turn to actually take him out, I don't know why I used the Pika special there. Don't use the Pika special. You don't need the Pika special. But as you can see, with that extra turn that Hawkins provides, this is an instance where it's very, very good. As Hody doesn't have any interrupts, and we can kill him there. Now, when you do kill Hody, he does have a res. Downside to Hody is he turns into a quick unit, and when you're running a mono dex team, it's kind of paddling for you there, my friend. So with that, we still have the tap timing bonus. We still have the Orbis from Neptune, and it's just GG for our boy Horde here. So there you guys go. If you bring a friend Kaido, you can do a lot of crazy stuff. And in the last part of this video, We actually take on the Forest Beach, and this is where Kaido like really shines with Hawkins. Whenever there's no normal attacks only, that is like the best time to be using Hawkins, obviously, as well as Kaido, as they both thrive in no normal attacks only. Now Kaido obviously having that end of turn damage, very, very good for no normal attacks only, but with Hawkins, he does that 15% HP cut at the end of the turn, and he's not built around tap timing damage. Now, if there's normal attacks only, both of those units are just completely cucked. Like, straight up, you just don't want to be bringing them. So, in this particular run, I am using Hawkins. I'm using Hawkins with a friend, Kid, again. I really like the combo of Hawkins and Kid. You just get way more damage output, and bringing a friend Kaido is good, but you're not buffing Hawkins, so bringing him as a sub is just way better. So that's what we're doing on this particular team. We are bringing Kaido as a sub, just so we can get that end of turn damage and make our way through this particular piece of content. All the forests up until like the Big Mum Forest, I think, don't have normal attacks only. So just like Kaido claps all of them. Like Kaido just literally just makes his way through all of these super easily. Other units on this team, we are using Viva Rebecca once again with the Bardo support. I figured there's definitely going to be a part in this content where they give themselves attack up, and they did. Jinbei did, so that way we can use the super typing of our Hawkins unit. And as you can see, just with the extra hit counter, Hawkins just making it very, very easy for Kaido to clear everything in his path. We have Reiju on this team. Reiju's here to remove the poison, but did we actually get poison on this run? I don't think we did. But at the end of the day, she works great here to remove the threshold. We have Corazon on this team. We never actually used Corazon. I literally just bought him just in case I needed any piece of utility. I love Legend Corazon so much, especially 6+ Corazon. He's such a cool unit, so I had to bring him. And the final unit on this team is Viva Rebecca. Viva Rebecca, again, I just like they're such a good sub anyway, but for Hawkins in particular, like that 2.5 times chain lock is just so essential, like just to get extra damage. Even with a good captain, Viva Rebecca are amazing, but like with a captain with such a low multiplier, to have that 2.5 times chain lock, it helps Hawkins out so much. As you guys will see here, we sort of just make our way through here just using Kaido just to blast his way through. I think besides Kaido, we don't actually use any specials until the end. And I don't even think we use that many specials because we can actually get special reversed, if I remember correctly. On this particular stage against Chobro and Carrot, you do want to do like equal damage to both of them so the end of turn damage of Kaido can kill. Up until this point, literally Kaido is just doing all the heavy lifting for us. Against Pedro and Brook, just get rid of Pedro's barrier, and then Kaido will literally just kill everyone. Unfortunately, Brook gives you a chain lock on this turn for 99 turns. But you can, if you don't kill Brook, he will remove that. But obviously with Kaido's end of turn damage, like that's not gonna happen. So fortunately, Brook's gonna die, and we are stuck with that chain lock. But it actually does not matter at all. Any HP cuts you get, any like damage dealt, Hawkins is just gonna heal it back up, which is really, really handy. Unfortunately, on this particular turn against Peckham's and what's his name? The chicken dude. Tamago. Thank you, Matthew. Shout out to the Foxland Pirates. Links is in the description below. We are just going to pop our Kaido special once again. Let Kaido just blast our way through the rest of this piece of content, as there isn't any other stage where they actually remove any of our buffs. Peckham's is a strength unit, so we can actually use that to sort of stall out for our Reiju special again, if you need that. I don't actually think you need it again, but I mean, it's nice to have. On stage 18, though, this is where things do get a little bit shaky. And at this point, actually, I thought I was going to die. I was like, I did not bring a damage reducer to take the Luffy end of turn damage. And then I realized I have Hawkins super typing, and this is probably the one time where Hawkins super typing is actually going to come in handy. So we're going to pop the Hawkins super typing here, so that way we can actually get a threshold cut. And it is a huge threshold cut too, by the way. Then we can just break the barrier of Luffy, let Kaido kill him. And then we actually are going to attack Nami. We sort of want to do a little bit of damage to Nami, as if you don't kill her on turn 1, she is going to paralyze you for 10 turns. But with Kaido's end turn damage, like 1 million damage is just plenty of damage to kill Nami, just catch her. As you see there, that threshold is insane, and it just Kaido's just like, bruh, it's all good, I got you. And then the threshold's just like, well, gear 4, you can throw all the damage you want at me, mate, but you're not doing much over 1,000. I think it's 1,000. Might be like 500 or something like that. It's pretty stupid. On the next turn, we come up against the Germas. Germas have like a 2-hit barrier, which is just so annoying. But we can just sort of literally just single tap. Hit your grates and stuff like that if you can. And that way you can sort of just break all the barriers and again let Kaido do all the heavy lifting. The fact of like bringing Kaido as a sub honestly like justifies Hawkins, but at the same time if there's normal attacks only, like you just will never use this combo ever. But when you can use it, honestly it's not bad. Like it's, as you can see, but bringing like 2 Kaidos as your leader like is probably gonna do it better. Or even bringing like Hawkins as your captain, Kaido as a sub and a friend Kaido, that could definitely work too. And that way you're just getting those extra hit counters. But I don't think it stacks. Is it stacked? Does the Kaido buff stack? I don't think it does. Maybe just bringing like your own Kaido and then like 2 Hawkins. I don't know. Do whatever you want to do, to be honest. But like at the end of the day, like I don't see myself using this unit very often. And when I do, it's going to be for very specific content that I could just honestly bring better units for. I'm not a big fan of Stally captains. I'm not a big fan of like taking 4 hours on content where it shouldn't take me that long. But for newer players and stuff like that, I guess you could find use for him somewhere. So on the final stage, we are just going to use his special, and this is where his tap timing bonus is actually significant. Like we're doing over like 700k with his tap timing bonus. So like there is that too. Like we did about 5 million damage there, and then we can just let Kaido just kill Luffy. Now unfortunately I didn't get the kill with Hawkins. I really wish I did, but totally forgot about the tap timing bonus being that high. But it is what it is. So there you guys go. That was my Hawkins showcase. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there and belt that like button. If you are new to the channel as well, consider hitting the big red subscribe button as well. But guys, most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Let's